it live here. Hi guys. Here is another video on UNCUT, meaning I am recording this relationship series. I'm not cutting anything out. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. So yeah, I really want to do this because I know that so many of you have been in relationships, are in a relationship, and maybe you have questions, you have difficulty navigating around certain things. So because this has been quite an experience and we are experiencing the most healthiest, fulfilling, most alignment relationship with each other, why not share it? Why not share it? So we're going to discuss everything in between, just bring up all the things. And so in this episode, we're going to talk about how to navigate your feelings when, you feel feelings for a friend, and how to navigate through that, because this is what I started experiencing this, where we were getting to know each other, hanging out all the time.
Not getting to know each other.
What?
It's more of we were friends.
Okay, we were friends.
The question is, how do you get out of the friend zone?
Oh, yeah.
When you have feelings.
Because I did get friend
somebody.
zoned, you guys, and
Exactly.
It was a very confusing time for me, because we'll just go straight into it. So when the fall was coming up,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like we were getting really, really, really close. Like the 58 degrees, it was like our ultimate meetup. And we would even drive around and, I don't know, talk and shit, and just end it on a late night, and then we would both go home.
Yeah, because that's what friends do,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Girlfriends will do that, right?
Uh-huh.
They will hang out till late, grab something to eat or do whatever,
Yes.
and then go home.
And then go home. Have a good night, go home.
I was
So
just
that's-
considering myself one of the girls.
Yes. One of the girls.
One of the girls.
Yes. And so,
Or in her case, one of the homies.
one of the homies.
One of the partners.
And then you invited me over to watch movies, because I'm just remembering this time in the fall where I did attempt to tell you about us, or ask, or like insinuate, say something. So he did invite me over to watch movies,
Yes.
and
yes.
we weren't doing anything intimate, were we?
Yeah, because
Right?
friends invite each other over
Yes.
to have hot chocolate. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
They invite each other over,
Maybe
to talk
some wine or whatever.
Yeah, to talk about, other
Anyway,
interests.
you guys already know.
Because at the same time, I was telling her about somebody I was interested in.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh,
Because
yeah. That
That's what friends do. They tell each other.
made me sad, by the way. That made me
Exactly.
sad.
So why not dig into to start there and tell them how you felt when I kept mentioning, oh yeah, there's this one person I'm connected with. and
Yes.
They're so great.
Oh God, my heart sank, you guys. We were at 50. I remember it. We were at 58 degrees. Okay, we'll get to going to his house in a second. But we were at 50 degrees, and I just felt really good. I always felt good seeing you. I was like, oh yeah. And then you go, I believe I found the person who's my future wife. He said his future wife, and I was like, okay, like what? Where's this going?
What about me?
I know.
Quit.
My heart was thumping. I was like, what is he talking about? And then
She's thinking it's her.
yeah, right. I'm like, oh, please say it's me. Come on. Is he really about to say it? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So many emotions, right? Even it's coming up for me right now. And then he goes, yeah. He says he describes his experience with somebody else, right? And then I didn't even know how to react. I was right next to you, and then I was just quiet, and my heart just sank trying to process that. And I was like, wow, I'm like so wrong about our vibes, so wrong. And I remember you looking at me, and you're like, hey, you okay? So you can see, I felt this is what you're officially feeling, like you're really in the friend zone.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because he's over here talking about somebody else. Why would you do that if you like somebody? You would not say that. You would insinuate something else to like further whatever.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah. How did you? What was your reaction when you saw my reaction? What was going through your mind? Did you see that I was hurt, or you were just because you noticed something and that's what you asked?
To tell you the truth, most guys when they think about these things, they don't remember. So I'm just gonna say I don't.
Oh,
remember.
come on. Because as I was sharing this, you totally remembered, and you laughed.
Yes. Okay.
So come on, let's hear it. You're already here. It's okay.
So what was it you said? How did you see it? Or
My heart sank, and I was quiet when you mentioned who it was that you were saying. Oh, I believe I met my future wife, and then I was like quiet and sad, and then you looked at me, and then you said, "Hey, you okay?"
Oh yeah. Because her whole demeanor, her whole energy, it just
Is that
sunk.
not obvious? Yeah, it sunk down to the ocean, to the bottom of the sea.
To me, I didn't really think anything of it because in my head, and I've expressed it many times, man, we're really good friends. We're really good friends.
Yes,
I had
and I was
always
enjoying it.
made a point to mention, man, I can't believe we're this close. I appreciate you.
Good homie.
Yeah, good, yeah. So I always kept pointing that out so there wasn't any misunderstanding.
Gotcha. Because you already made a decision that we're just gonna be friends. You weren't emotionally available for like all of that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Physically.
Oh God, here we go.
I could have been open. Because look at her.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But emotionally, I was unavailable.
Yes, unavailable.
Unavailable.
Which makes sense.
That's such a guy thing to say,
No,
right?
but you were very fresh out of a relationship, and then mine was like, or had already started.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah. So you guys, I continue to
hang out.
Still hang out. That didn't stop me. Because I said, you know what? Even if we're not meant, whatever. I was just curious. I was open and I was curious because I knew there was a connection.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to lose him as a person, as a friend, because overall we enjoyed each other's company so much, right? And I'd rather have you in my life, if anything, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then you invited me over for movies, so we watched these movies.
Yes,
and which
was great.
So it was kind of getting pretty consistent-ish. I can't say how many times I was coming over watching a movie.
Yeah.
Because it would be at 58, and then it's like, oh, yeah, you want to watch a movie? And then, oh, okay.
And then she would go home after.
Yes.
Friends.
Yes. But of course, it's like, ooh, an intimate space. And oh, yeah, can I just share something?
She's thinking like the guy, like, ooh, I'm getting over. And now
yeah, because I've had these experiences with my past, whatever, right? And it always meant like, it just brought even more intimacy, even more intimacy, because you're in their space. And when I saw your space,
which isn't that very nice.
It's a garage, first of all. It's a garage made into a room. And he shared with me how he sleeps on the floor, and he was not lying, because I saw the floor and I saw
I put a cushion out there for her to
yeah. He used the cushion from his couch, and I was like, all right, we're doing this. This is his room. Welcome.
And she still liked me.
Yeah, and I still liked him. Not to mention his car. Have you seen his car? It's a trash.
It's not as messy as it used to be.
Yeah, I know, but see, those are moments where you test yourself. Am I going to really judge this person for this? And I was already getting to know you, so it didn't matter. It didn't matter to me.
And to give you a little insight, one of the reasons I had invited her over, and to see if anything could happen was she would have to see my living space, how I am.
Let's see how this goes.
Let's see.
It's like another level.
It was another level. It's another way to filter people out, right? It's when they see your space and they see like, oh my gosh, this guy has nothing.
Or he's messy. Or
this guy has no money. He has no prospects. Like, what are we in college again? Like high school?
Right?
Yeah.
I can feel a lot of people would expect a clean, they would judge someone on their room. They would judge someone on how their car is. Which is up to debate. You guys can leave a comment down below and we can have a conversation about that.
But in the pineapple world, pineapple life, it's judge me by my heart, not by what I have. He said, and if you follow that, I can assure you, you will take less beatings and less heartaches than if you go and follow what you see and judge people upon for what they have, which is a lot.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, he has a nice car. Oh my God, his living area, his apartment is just immaculate. Oh,
he is balling. He is so
money,
responsible.
His career, oh shit, like on paper, he's just a superstar athlete, and he's gonna take care of me, or we're just gonna eat everywhere because he got it.
I'm gonna
honey.
get spoiled.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's when the heartache comes, because remember, when people are like that, it's very challenging for them to just focus on one area, one person. When people have the means, they have options. They have options. And what makes us so great that we're going to be able to solve and cover up and help them heal the insecurities that they have because that's what it really is.
Yes, cover-ups, man.
You can be the best person in the world, and at the same time, a person's insecurities is gonna make them think irrationally. Is gonna make them think emotionally unstable in their decisions, and that's what leads to a lot of pain. You know.
Yeah.
So.
I hear you. So great filters, great levels,
Great filters,
great
and
levels.
she fortunately passed.
Kept them coming over, you guys.
Yeah, she kept coming over to the garage. You gotta see the space. Maybe she'll take a picture of what this space looks like, or we'll take a video.
Let me know what your reaction would be.
Yeah, we'll take a video of what the space. Actually, it kind of looks the same now.
Yeah, it kind of does look the same. And I saw writings on your wall. Actually, there was some, but then I remember you were doing it again. Yeah, but anyway. So my first attempt to kind of like poke at the subject of even talking about us, which was really nerve-wracking, but I knew, see, when you feel something really coming up, you gotta let it out. You gotta let it out, and just for answers, right? So you're just not carrying this wandering thought every single time when you hang out with them, and you feel like you're freaking holding your breath every single time when you guys are together.
Exactly.
Because that's what you really want to talk about, and that was me. I really want to talk about that. So we had this experience. What really helped me bring it up was, making a comment about something that you guys had experienced. So we started talking on the phone, and while we were talking on the phone, he goes, "Hey, I sent you something. Look at your phone." And I guess you looked at your phone and you screenshotted.
Oh my gosh.
These we were on the phone for 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 22 seconds. And there was another one for 4 hours, 44 minutes, and 44 seconds. And that was a different time that we were talking. But anyway, so I felt
that it was meant to be.
I felt that was like a sign. Because I was like, well, that is kind of weird. And why would you take a screenshot of that if that didn't stick out to you, you know?
Because women love that.
Oh, stop it.
I know.
Oh, come on. Stop it. BS. Come on. Why did you take a screenshot of it, huh?
Because it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidence? Coincidence? I don't know. It was cool.
Yes. And then you mentioned something about let's talk about it more at 58 degrees. And then I believe it was that night. I can't really remember, but there was that whole experience where we met at 50 degrees to talk about it. I don't believe we got a chance to talk about it because there were other friends that were there, so we entertained that. And then I brought it up. I don't know if it was that night or the second night, but then see, that's what I used to bring it up so that we can further talk about it. Hi guys. Hey. And what did I say? Okay, I was like, oh my god, what did I say? Do you remember?
No. It's surprising that you don't remember.
Hold on. I just gotta think about
everything.
it. Yes, I know. I said something about curious what that means. I said something about I'm wondering what that meant, you know? And then you said that you really liked how things are, and I feel like you did mention that there was feelings, but you like the way that things are now, so let's just keep going with how things are.
Didn't want to ruin it.
Yes.
Every time.
But I took it in a little differently, which I'll explain.
She was like, "Oh my God, there's hope."
Yeah, because you mentioned feelings, so I was like, okay.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
I thought we were on the same page as far as keeping things going the way that they were, but then in my mind I was thinking you were saying, yeah, let's just continue to go and see what happens. But I read that completely wrong.
How'd you read it?
I read it like you were open to just like being open and curious to explore us. As we were gonna keep, so the way that I saw it, because this is why I picture in my head. I'm gonna be with the person who's my best friend. Period. So the way that you were talking to me, that's how I read it. And then I really felt the friend zone later on, and I was like, fuck. After that, there was some silence, actually. After that, we weren't communicating as much. I don't know if you remember this, but then I started feeling kind of rejected.
Oh.
And oh no, I'm so confused. We just had a conversation about this.
Who came back into your life?
Huh?
Who came back into your life?
What, you?
No. There was a...
Oh, God.
There it goes. The universe has a weird way of testing
Is that the
people.
was that the same
Same
time?
time.
Oh, see, my previous was attempting to come back into my life.
There it goes. There it goes.
It's interesting how things were happening. This thing. So that's why you. Anyways, so.
While her former came back into the picture, there had been somebody else that came into the picture as well.
Very interesting, you guys.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
She broke first, and then something happened between me and the other.
That was not the same year, was it?
No, it was the same year.
Oh my god, that's so crazy.
Because I told you at EHOP.
Yep, I remember that. And
told
then
you
I
you-
admitted, I was like, oh, I had a thing with my previous.
But it wasn't.
Whoopsie.
It wasn't at that sitting, was it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because when you told me that, I was like, you know what? Because you felt kind of like
Oh,
bad about
yes,
it.
yeah.
I said, hey, me too. It's cool, man. We in the same boat of like, oopsies, you know.
Exactly. And she was wondering why there was a little distance. Because she was the first one to break. See? First one to break. The universe does weird things, you know. It's no way to explain it, but, you know, if you really, really want something, if you need something, you wouldn't let it affect you. And unfortunately.
What can I say? You know, when something familiar creeps around. And we weren't intimate or anything like that, but yeah.
Who, us?
Still, yeah.
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 But see, she supposedly mentions, oh, I was all about him. See how cheap words are? Words are
How about
very,
this? I was, and
very
then I
cheap.
had a weak moment because something really familiar came in, and I wasn't strong with my, what do you call that?
Self-love practice.
Practice. That's why I fell through the cracks.
Exactly. And she wonders why. She wondered why all the time. Why is it taking so long? Because I was like, man, you're weak.
Oh, stop.
Your self-love is weak.
Oh,
you know?
my God.
You literally
Does it sound a little
stand
harsh?
here. You can stand here and I can
Does it sound a little
blow.
harsh?
And you.
But real talk, yeah. You know, if I
Exactly.
look back, there was a strong interest, but what was it, emotionally? I wasn't strong enough to block out the old stuff that was lingering and coming back. That was around that, yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of pains there. So it's easy to, fall when you have fallen for this person many times.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Fallen weak to this person many times.
Exactly.
So this was all within the year of 2016 when we met, and then going into 2017. Yes, we'll go into that in the next video.
Exactly.
17 minutes.
Because remember, we'll probably in the next
Yeah.
two videos we'll keep going over this because
We're going to concentrate a time period at a time to
'cause
reveal
this
everything
is-
that was going on in that.
This is about how to get out of the friend zone, right? How to get out of the friend
And
zone,
especially
when you are interested.
Yes, and also you can see it takes someone really aware to notice these things and really protect yourself if you're seeing someone that, you know, is hanging around with you and the past is still lingering around, right? Just to be a little careful.
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
Exactly.
I totally believe that you can be cool with people in the past and stuff, but, you know, but just to take note.
You can,
You can.
just not this one.
Okay. At
Just
that
not-
time. At that
just-
time.
even now.
Okay.
Even now.
Well, it's
Two of the deal breakers. I have 2 deal breakers. She has 2 of them. We'll mention that later.
Yeah, we'll mention that later. But that's
Right.
that's fast forwarding going to when we decide
You
to
guys
commit
can.
to each other.
This one can.
What? Can what?
I don't know.
We can what? We just
So, like we were mentioning, how to get out of the friend zone
yeah.
when you have feelings. And quick answer, it'll be hang around.
You
That's
hang
it.
around and
It's gonna be
practice,
tough.
and I'll go into
It's
the other
going
thing.
to be tough.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. But hang around. Eventually, they're going to fall for you. Eventually. And that's just being consistent. Hang around
And
and being consistent.
especially if the friendship is so good, you know. And I will say what helped me, which I'll get into that a little later, was concentrating on making myself happy, or like the self-love practice, because every single time when I wasn't consistent at that, my emotions were more tested and kind of like very emotional. And then a lot of people have pains in the relationship and being rejected area. So a lot of that was really coming up, and it was tough. It was tough being around someone.
Tough for her.
That you had
Simple
feelings for, and knowing that, being confused, like, hey, we're really good friends, but then we're really in the friend zone, and I just couldn't help. Like, he really doesn't really have any feelings at all, you know.
Tough.
But there was a mixture of having such a great time with the person. So, and I just had this strong knowing that I still need to be around him. He's supposed to be in my life just because of who you were. So there was all the dynamics, yeah. And of course there was some past things that were still lingering around. But see, you see all these things that are in the picture. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. So I'm curious to know who's in this predicament right now. If you really have this best friend of yours, and you know you have these feelings for this person, but the other person seems to just want to be friends, which is great. And especially if they're a good person. It's hard to come by good people that really give a shit about you. Yeah. So I didn't want to lose that.
Neither did I.
So,
and I even asked her a question, and we'll leave it on this. Why would us being together be so great?
That was a hard answer.
She had no answer for the longest.
Yeah, so this is when we'll leave it right there. So what would the next video be about? Like a continuing?
It's a continuing. How to get out of the friend zone when you have feelings. Because she was in the friend zone even after we were being intimate.
Yes, and this is, woo, you guys, yes, it went there.
It was friends with business.
It did get to that, and how I navigated through that and was accepting that.
Exactly.
Like, what are you doing? Okay. All right, guys, you can see this is getting more interesting and a little very personal and very intense. I'm already feeling the intensity of it. Right. But we worked through this. Here we are. Wow. All right, that was PDA.
I know. Let me check. Oh,
who's this person? Whoa. I'm saying that because he was not about PDA at all. No. Even when we were committed.
Exactly.
But we'll get to the
222.
Hey guys, so gonna show you what my experience was like when he was first inviting me over to watch movies and eventually cuddle. But here's my lover.
Yeah, would you like to
would you like to give me a tour?
No, you show yourself. Would you like some light?
I think the light is okay. So anyways, this is a garage, and he turned his garage into a room. So when I entered in, it looked very similar to what it is now. So you can see this is his room, but I just want to show you his bed. He told me that he sleeps on the floor. And so there's this couch that's flipped up like this, right? And I just see like a yoga mat right here. So imagine a yoga mat. And that's what he was sleeping on. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, he wasn't lying. He really does sleep on the floor. And when he mentioned this is the mattress that he would use for us to lay down and watch movies. So see his TV. So what would be your first thought if a guy was inviting you over to watch movies and this was the room?
You're like, hey,
kind of similar to this, right? You're seeing right now.
Adios. That's what.
Would you judge? Would you judge? Would you take the person as they are, or are you going to take in, their room for who they are? I'm going to show you what it's like to be picked up in the Skittle. So when he first picked me up, just to like go hang out and stuff. God, guys, he does not care. But this is his car. Just like this. I was like, okay. So again, how would you react if the guy that you liked, or that was like interested in, or like a good friend of yours, a crush / good friend person, invited you to like go hang out, and he picks you up and that was his car and that was his room? What would your thoughts be? But yeah, people might be wondering, why is your car messy? Do you have a specific reason why
Oh, I have,
you keep
a
shit
couple
like that in
reasons.
your car?
I have a couple reasons why it's in the state it is. One, everyone tries to clean everything outside of them, when the thing that really needs the most cleaning is in here. So for me, it's more of a mental exercise that if you can sit and be able to endure that and be like, hey, it's not even really a big deal, then hey, maybe that person is more mentally strong than you think. Ooh. Second thing is, why does it really matter? If you're paying your bills, if you're taking care of the person that you care about, if you have a home, if you're paying for things or whatnot, does it really matter? What is really important to you? What I've realized is a lot of people, they focus on so many things that are not really important. And those are the things that really, really stress them out. But I'm the one who's crazy because I sleep on the floor. My back is great. I'm pretty sure a lot of people's aren't, and they sleep on real comfortable beds. Last time I checked, a lot of people are unhappy and doesn't really need a clean car to be happy. And I'm, for the most part, consistently happy.
Yeah, so that, so when of course my first reaction going to his car was like, oh wow, it's messy and like it's a hot mess. And then also...
And that's the good thing.
Yeah.
I'll throw one.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you don't have to get in it.
Exactly.
I don't need you in my life anyways.
So for me, of course, like I have already gotten to know him to a certain level. Like I had a pretty good idea of who he was. And so when I saw those things, ultimately it didn't matter. I asked myself, okay, I could judge or not judge. But anyways, that's the clip.